taught middle school for 19 years now. I really love my work, despite dealing with my fair share of attitude and social awkwardness every day. The social scene in middle school is very clearly defined and favors perception over reality. As a teacher, I try very hard to reinforce that there are two definitions of popularity in middle school. One is based on being cool with yourself, kind to others, respectful, and the other is based on looking and acting like you have all the right stuff in all the right places, even if you're totally faking it. Personally, I didn't recognize these dueling definitions until I was probably a sophomore in high school. Eventually, I was able to drop most of the angst of not being one of the people who had all the right stuff. I was not in the in crowd. High school was fun. I was involved in a lot of sports and activities, and I had a great bunch of friends from a bunch of different cliques. In a very, very unexpected twist, I ended up being the prom queen. It was very strange. I remember making a lot of jokes about the movie Carrie, even though I had never seen it. And the only way that I can see that I was elected to this honor was because I was in band, and there were a lot of band nerds that must have created a quorum. For me, the best part, this is true, the best part of being prom queen was watching the prom video a couple weeks after the prom. Watching closely, you can see one of the capital P popular girls hunch over and let her mouth hang open when they announced my name. It was awesome. Better than the crown. So cool. So I was in my 6th year of teaching middle school, and it was homecoming season. One of my 8th grade students comes into my 4th period class and breathlessly asks to use my phone. This was before every kid had their cell phone tucked into their Uggs or their waistband. Miss Harrington, I need to use your phone. What is it? It's really important. What is it? Are you okay? It's really important. I have to find out if my friend made homecoming court at Maine South. No, I can't let you use the phone for that. Please? Please, Miss Harrington, you don't understand. This is super important. No. Let's get started with class. You'll find out after school. You don't understand. Look, I was the prom queen at my high school. It's really not that important. You were the prom queen at your high school? Yes, it's not a big deal. Let's get started. So class was rolling on, and the day kept going. By 10th period, I was teaching my creative writing class, and there was maybe one girl who was really into it. There were a bunch of capital P popular kids who were totally apathetic about writing and creativity. One of the smart alecks piped up and asked, "Hey, Miss Harrington, is it true you were the prom queen at your high school?" I was surprised that this information had registered with anyone, or that it had even lasted long enough to make it to 10th period. Yes, I was. The quietest kid in the entire class asked, "Were you homeschooled?" This kid had never talked, ever. I started laughing so hard that I had to sit down on the floor and tears were coming out of my eyes. I had been burned so badly by this kid. But he had done some of the best spontaneous creative writing I had ever heard. It was at my expense, I know, and it was a little disrespectful, but it reminded me that sometimes the teacher needs to be schooled. And in that moment, all the right stuff was in all the right places. As a postscript, 2 years later, we go over to the high school as a field trip to see the High School musical. And this silent kid, who never said anything except to burn me in class, was up on stage singing, dancing, and hamming it up. And I like to think he got his start burning me.